We're focused on beating the Rams. We're focused on the Rams. Brian Gutekunst just wrapped up his first media availability in a while, the Packers general manager, and he just kept saying, we're focused on beating the Rams. So we'll get into Goody in a moment. It's Mr. Relevant. I'm Alex Strouf with you from the Everlight Solar Studio. Downtown Madison, appreciate you hanging with us as always. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you review the pod. Give it 5 stars. Give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. If you're watching live, feel free to tweet at me at Alex_Strouf. All right, let's start with the NFL trade deadline yesterday. The Bears buyers, the Lions buyers, the Vikings buyers, the Packers sellers at the NFL trade deadline. All 4 teams in the NFC North making moves yesterday, but the Packers really the only team that gets rid of a player, brings in some picks. That's it, right? The Vikings get a new quarterback for the rest of the year and Josh Dobbs. The Bears get better on the D-line, bring in Montez Sweat, and the Lions bring in wide receiver depth and Donovan Peoples-Jones from the Cleveland Browns. So the Packers, the only team in the NFC North that are sellers at the NFL trade deadline. At 2-5 on the year, it's not the end of the world. But what message does that send that they trade Rasul Douglas to the Buffalo Bills? It should tell you one thing, and that is that the Packers are admitting, number one, this is a rebuilding year. It's a rebuilding process, something that, once again, Brian Gutekunst, talking to our buddy Jason Wilde today in his press conference, would not admit. He doesn't think the team's tank, and he doesn't want to view this as a rebuild. And I'm viewing it kind of as both. I don't want to full-fledged say the Packers are tanking, but they're so damn bad that they got worse yesterday, and they're already really bad. So, yeah, they're competing for a top pick. They're only one game in front of the Carolina Panthers, which is the Chicago Bears pick, but they have a win. And the Panthers, by the way, on the Packers' schedule Christmas Eve. That's going to be like the Caleb Williams game on Christmas Eve. Colin Russo is going to join us in a little bit. Him and I are going to do Green Bay Game Day that day, the pregame show on 620 WTMJ and ESPN Wisconsin, ahead of that Panthers and Packers game. And I think him and I are going to spend all 3 hours on Christmas Eve talking about Caleb Williams and which team is going to get him. Because I don't know that the Bears are, I mean, they'll probably draft a quarterback if they have the number 1 pick. But Packers may also. I don't know what to make of Jordan Love, as we've talked about plenty the last couple of weeks. So Rasul Douglas out. Wish him the best. 28 years old. He's still in his prime. He's going to go turn into the second version of Micah Hyde in Buffalo and become a multiple-time All-Pro. It is what it is. The Packers get a 3rd-round pick. They send out a 5th-round pick. It's a fine trade. I'm not mad about it, but it's just telling you that this is a rebuild, and this team may be competing for a top 5 pick. It's disappointing because I like winning, and the Packers haven't done any of that in the last month. They haven't scored a touchdown in the first half since September 17th, and they stink. The offense has no rhythm. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun to see. Brian Gutekunst spoke today, as I mentioned, a lot of nothing. He's very good at coach speak. But just to recap the last 24 hours in the NFL, by the way, I was thinking about this before the show today. Let's think about the big headlines, right? The Raiders have fired head coach and general manager Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, respectively. That's a team that beat the Packers a couple weeks ago. The Atlanta Falcons have announced the benching of Desmond Ridder at quarterback for Taylor Heineke, who the Packers lose to in week 2. Desmond Ridder and the Atlanta Falcons. So people that are losing their jobs have beaten the Packers in this short season. It's only, week 9 it's going to be? Week 9? We're halfway through the year. People are losing their jobs that have beaten the Green Bay Packers. Let that sink in for the expectation level of the Green Bay Packers. And then listen to Brian Gutekunst tell you that this isn't a rebuild. It's nuts to me. It is an insane theory. This team is no good. They might be good in 2024. They might be good in 2025. But in 2023, you best believe this team ain't going anywhere. Maybe the number 1 overall pick. That's how disgusted I am with what I've seen recently. It's bad. It's really bad. So this tanking theory is interesting to me because I think Goody's probably right when he says he doesn't believe any team tanks. But moving off of veteran players and pretty much eliminating every veteran player from your roster if you're the Green Bay Packers. Now, obviously, David Bakhtiari's still around, but he's injured. He's on IR. His season's over. There's like nobody over the age of 30 on this team. And yesterday, as Goody continues to say, we're focused on beating the Rams. This is a team that got markedly worse. if this team continues to get worse, which it seems they have over the course of the last 4 or 5 weeks, I'm not going to say they are actively tanking because I don't think players do that. But they are set up poorly by Brian Gutekunst in order to lose and get more draft capital. And yesterday he acquired more draft capital by acquiring a day 2 pick in the 3rd round. So no, they're not actively tanking, but they are not in a position to be competing for a Super Bowl or a wild card spot or an NFC North title. They're here to compete for 2 or 3 wins. 2 or 3 wins. Colin Russo is in the Everlight Solar studio with me as I'm trying to do my opening statement. What are you looking at? You can turn on your mic. You can join me for a moment. What are you looking at?
I'm trying to make Hunter laugh by looking right at the camera.
All right. Actually, just join me for a moment. We'll take a break and we'll get to the stuff I want to talk to you about. But my game of the century is tonight.
What does that mean?
My game of the century is tonight, Wednesday, November 1st.
Oh, UW Stevens Point coming to the Kohl Center?
Damn right. Damn right. My alma mater, the Pointers.
You're going to the game, I assume?
I am. UW Stevens Point.
I think I'm going to go to the game as well.
The Pointers.
Did you buy tickets to that?
No. I got some.
You know people?
I know people, yeah.
You know people?
Yeah, I got.
Will you make a call into UW Stevens Point, get a spot behind the bench?
No, not quite that good. I think I'm in the 2nd level, but you can move down. There's not going to be very many people there.
It'll be 50% full.
If that. So, yeah, UW Stevens Point, Division III school, competing in the WIAC. First-year head coach Kent Dernbach comes over from UW La Crosse. First game of his tenure in an exhibition game, taking on Greg Gard and all the returning Badgers. These two teams, complete polar opposites of each other. This Pointers team, all like freshmen and sophomores and like not that many returners, where the Badgers, all returners. I think there's an upset brewing in an exhibition game tonight, Colin. Game of the century.
Game of the century. Do they keep it within 45 points?
Yes. Do they keep it within 30 is a better question. I think it'll be tied at halftime. That's my prediction.
No,
Pointers.
No.
But what you guys don't realize is last year the Badgers played UW Eau Claire, who was not a very good team in Division III.
No.
That was a 4-point game at halftime. That was a 4-point game at halftime.
The Badgers have Tennessee, who's like I think the 9th or 8th ranked team coming into town next week.
And they have Marquette in a couple weeks.
You did better than tied at halftime versus UW Stevens Point. No?
Yeah, but I think they'll ramp it up. It's like second half total blowout. But I think halftime, everybody in the Kohl Center tonight, in the game of the century between UW Stevens
is going to have a little more respect
and UW Wisconsin, UW Madison, is going to be looking at that scoreboard going, oh, man, those Pointers, they got that dog in them.
So did they look up at that scoreboard saying tied at half and they go, wow, the UW Stevens Point Pointers are good? Or this is embarrassing? The Badgers, another terrible year.
One of my favorite sayings in the world is 2 things can be true.
I don't think anybody's going to look up there and think, I have a newfound respect for UW Stevens Point.
You know who will? You.
Maybe.
You will look up at the scoreboard and say, wow, that Kent Dernbach, hell of a hire by the Pointers.
Where'd they get him from?
Athletic Director Brad Duckworth.
Where'd they get him from?
UW La Crosse. And he turned them into a powerhouse.
La Crosse is a D3 school as well?
That's correct. Same conference.
He went interconference.
Yeah.
Wow, he jumped ship. Why?
Because I think he's a central Wisconsin guy, so he wanted to be closer to home.
La Crosse is not central Wisconsin?
No, it's western Wisconsin.
How far is that from Minnesota?
Very close. 15 minutes.
Oh, wow, okay. I thought La Crosse has the big, like, Oktoberfest, right?
Yeah, dude, it's a good time. I went there once.
Is it Oktoberfest?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah? You went there once? I heard it's a weird crowd. But I always wanted to go.
I was intoxicated for the entirety of it. Mm-hmm. It was shortly after I turned 21.
I see. I have a buddy who went there, and he spent the night in jail.
Oh, I mean, that adds up. That sounds like Oktoberfest. Did he fall asleep outside or something?
I don't know. He's the type of guy, he's like, I didn't do anything wrong. The next thing I know, I'm in handcuffs.
Yeah, that's not true.
Like, really?
You know that's not true.
Yeah, he called me, and he said, come pick me up. I was in Madison. I'm like, no. It was a Saturday night. I don't have a car. Why are you calling me? I'm his phone call?
You're his phone call.
Why am I your phone call?
He doesn't have that many friends, I don't think.
No. He said, come pick me up. He's like, he's very nervous and stuff like that. I'm like, you're going to have to ride it out. I don't know what to tell you. He's like, I don't know where my wallet is. I'm like, I don't know.
That's your fault, dude.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Look, and what was that, 2 hours away?
Probably about that, 2.5.
Yeah. On a Saturday night.
On a Saturday night where you're probably not sober.
No, and without a car, even if I was sober.
You could have borrowed mine. I would have borrowed you mine.
What are you doing on a Saturday night?
Probably similar to what you're doing.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So I'd have to get over to where you live.
Yeah, and then I'd have to purchase a breathalyzer just to make sure you were under the legal limit, like good to go, 2.5 hours away.
2.5 hours away. To go bail my buddy out of jail.
Wow, I didn't know this story.
Yeah, it's weird.
Do you think I should call you? God forbid I'm ever in that situation.
If you're in jail and you call me first,
Yeah.
for the joke, I might hang up.
All right, let's do this. Let's take a break. When we come back, we got to talk to Colin Russo. He went line dancing last night, allegedly, so we're going to have to talk about that amongst whatever the hell else always comes up with our buddy Colin Russo. That's next. It's Mr. Irrelevant. I'm Alex Strouf. All right, Colin Russo going to join us next back on the show. Last time he was here, it was out there. Looking forward to getting out there again. When I get out there, I always do it with Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. They've got everything you can need to elevate your tailgate, your party. Obviously, the holidays coming up, so make sure you make the family and friends happy with Door County Distillery, whether that's that award-winning bourbon, which I'm drinking right now. They've got cherry brandy old fashions, good year-round. Those are terrific as well. They've got vodka, they've got gin, they've got anything you can need, and they do it better than everybody else. Check out their website, doorcountydistillery.com, to find the retailer nearest you, as well as a huge list of unique cocktail recipes. That's on their website, doorcountydistillery.com. One more time, doorcountydistillery.com. Time to talk to Colin Russo. All right, now formerly Colin Russo joins us. You hear him on ESPN Wisconsin College game day before and after every Wisconsin football game on ESPN Wisconsin, amongst a ton of other stuff, including here on Mr. Irrelevant, recurring guest. So
Recurring now.
Second time you're appearing.
You didn't have anybody slated before you texted me yesterday?
Well, I did, and schedules.
Schedules. Is that what they tell you?
Yeah. People that I try to get that are more important than you and me, they're usually like, yeah, I should be able to do it, but it might not be able to happen. And then they're like, I can't do it this week. We'll do it next week.
Okay.
So
Would you have done it solo?
No. I always have 3 people in the back pocket. You're one of them.
Okay.
Molly Brown is another.
Okay.
Jesse Nelson is another.
Who's been on the most? Has anyone been on 3 times?
I don't think so. I think Chris or Molly Brown and you have all been on twice.
Okay.
We've had Molly twice?
We've had Molly
only had her
twice.
once.
No, we've had her twice. We've had Molly twice. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
You know.
2, 2, and 2.
Yeah, so you're in first place.
Thank you.
You could be the first inductee into the Mr. Irrelevant Guest Hall of Fame.
Okay.
What a great honor.
It's a. Do I get a trophy?
I don't know. We'll have to theorize that. We'd have to probably get a year in before we start giving out Hall of Fame awards.
Okay.
Because we're not even 2 months in yet. So
No.
you want to make fun of me? I can see it in your face. Go
No,
ahead,
it's
let it
fun.
rip.
I think the Mr. Relevant Hall of Fame. Put that on the resume.
You got to lead with that then.
Colin Russo here, Mr. Irrelevant Hall of Fame, guest of honor. Back at ya. Whatever.
That was horrible. All right, you went line dancing last night? I got a text from you yesterday with a graphic of a local bar offering 2 sessions of line dancing on the evening of Halloween.
So it's Halloween. You gotta go out and enjoy yourself, being the 21-year-old that I am. And it's Halloween, and I have a plaid jumpsuit with a scally cap. Plaid jumpsuit, you know, like the British guys wear them with the zip up, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I had one of those, and I'm like,
Where'd you get it?
China.
Like, you were in China or you ordered it?
I was not in China. I ordered it from China.
Okay, got it.
And it was like $11. It took about 3 months to get here. So whether it was via...
So you're telling me you ordered this in July?
No, I've had this for about a year.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I once ordered a Marcus Page jersey in North Carolina from China, and it took 6.5 months to get to my home.
I've had that issue, too.
I ordered it in March during the tournament, and it came like in football season.
I've been there, though. My Jair Alexander jersey took like 4 months.
Do you have an authentic sports jersey? Do you ever buy one from the stadium?
So here's the issue. Yes, I have, but I don't have it anymore. I bought a Ty Montgomery jersey. Do you know who that is?
Yes. The running back. Rodgers liked him for a bit. He was a wide receiver.
Converted running back.
What's he play for?
Lil Wayne said he was going to name his child after him because that was the run the table season.
Yeah.
And he converted to a running back, was wearing number 88 because they were so short-handed at running back. and then he fumbled a kick return the next year and got traded. He's also played in Baltimore, New England, and New Orleans.
Yeah, I was gonna say
believe.
New England is the one I remember.
Yeah. So
So
anyway,
you went there and you're like, I should get a Ty Montgomery jersey.
yeah.
Do you have an Aaron Rodgers jersey?
I do.
You still have it.
I still have it.
You have a Jordan Love jersey.
I do.
How many jerseys do you have of the Packers?
I think you just named them all, and then Jair.
Okay.
And then I have a. I think
No,
the
like
other.
Clay Matthews or anything?
I used to, but it doesn't fit anymore. The other authentic sports jersey I have, I've never worn it. It was a gift. I've never worn it.
Is it like in a thing? Like
It is. It is. No. It's sitting in my closet. It is. You're gonna love this. This is a very Colin Russo jersey. Do you remember when the NBA had sleeved jerseys?
Yeah,
Okay, I have a sleeved NBA jersey.
Cleveland.
Wrong.
The Bucks?
No.
They were like Cream City, right? Was that their
Yeah,
sleeve jersey?
Yeah, but no, it's much more random than that.
Okay. What's another sleeve jersey?
Eastern Conference.
Okay, let's go with the Chicago Bulls.
Nope, further east.
Washington
Orlando
Wizards.
Magic.
Washington Wizards.
Both wrong. Both wrong. Northeast.
Knicks. Nets.
Nets. Who was?
Oh, I remember those. Do you have a Richard Jefferson? Do
No. Nope.
you have a Kevin Garnett?
I do. I have a Kevin Garnett Nets sleeved jersey that I've never worn. I'll have to wear that maybe Friday.
Those sleeve jerseys were
They're awful. They're awful.
The Cavs won their title in that sleeve jersey.
One of my buddies in college who was, I mean, we're still buddies, but he's a strange cat. He's just a weird dude. And I mean that with love.
He's probably listening.
He might be. He'll know what I'm talking about. He walks in one day. He doesn't say much. He's very quiet. He's just like sneaky funny. He walks into a dorm one day. In each hand has a Kevin Garnett Nets sleeve jerseys. Has two of them.
Is it in college?
It's in college. And he just tosses it to me. He said, "There you go, buddy. I know you'd like
Where'd he get
this."
it?
I have no idea.
You don't ask those questions.
I know. I just said, wow, this might be the greatest gift anybody's
I
ever
don't
given me.
think that sports jerseys are practical buys. Is that a weird opinion?
No, I think that's fair.
You don't really wear it.
But also, like, I'm older than Jordan Love. I have his jersey. I feel
That's
a little
not that
weird
weird.
about that.
That's
Like,
not
we're the
that
same age. But in
You're
10
just-
years, is that weird? From 35-year-old man wearing a 22-year-old kid's jersey?
Are you going to have a quarter life crisis when you turn 25?
Which is coming up, by the way.
I know.
December 7th. Yeah.
Did you have a quarter life crisis?
Well, that
No, I
implies
was still
you're-
in college when I would turn 25.
Right.
That
I
impl-
took forever to get through school.
That implies you're living to 100, by the way. So this would be like a trimester.
Hey, it's just a saying.
First trimester.
Okay.
Because if I live to 75, I think that's a good life.
I feel like that's like a known thing that like when you turn 25, that's like the epiphany.
So
year.
line dancing, anyway.
Back to line dancing. Had my plaid jumpsuit and scally cap and everything. I was going to go to session 1. There's 2 sessions. There's the 7 to 9 session and the 9:30 to 11:30 session. I had a couple places I wanted to go that night. I was like, what better way to, quote-unquote, pregame than go to line dancing at the local bar? So I'm excited. Who doesn't love line dancing? I've seen Footloose, the new one, and they have a great line dancing scene in that.
There's a new one?
There's a new one, 2011. Well, I don't know. It's not,
Swayze in it?
no. What?
Or is that Dirty Dancing? I might be thinking of Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, what? It was Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, thank you.
Okay. So I go, and I'm excited, and I walk in, and there's not a soul in there.
Really?
Well, I'm with a couple buddies.
The bar's empty, though.
I would say 6 people.
Wow.
And I walk in, I tell the guy, the dude on door was a Sasquatch. Oh my God, he was huge. Go up, he has this giant goatee. I'm like, dude, what happened to the line dancing? The session, I was literally like 7:01. Should be starting now. And he goes, yeah, we canceled it. Canceled line dancing on Halloween? What are you, crazy? Why? And he's like, there's going to be a lot of people here. I'm like, clearly. You got the crowd. I didn't realize the whole crowd was coming to that. There's that Red Rock.
Oh, my God.
And then so he's
You're
like-
going to get arrested.
He said, yeah, it got canceled. I'm like, why'd you do that? He's like, we didn't know who was going to be participating. He's like, if you want to throw a song on, you guys can just start dancing. What type of
Please tell me you
ultimatum?
did it.
What
Touch-tunes.
type of ultimatum?
Pull up your touch tunes out.
What type of like silver lining was that? He's like, you guys can. I was like, I'd run it. Like, so we do like a little bit, but like
No,
nobody,
you danced?
nobody wanted to join me. So I was like, it was a quick 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But I did like the cowboy thing where you're like,
Stand up.
like you got the cowboy. I didn't have cowboy boots on. I had sneakers, but you kind of do like the, you know what I what I mean? You with me?
Like lower the shoulder, grab the belt.
So you're like in a cowboy thing, and you just go, you know what I mean? You with me?
That's what you're doing in the middle of the bar?
It was a little more savvy, but
Was it savvy because of the liquid encouragement, or was it savvy because you
dude,
just
it's
was
7
better than that?
o'clock. Let's just say I wasn't there yet. I mean, I'd like
You're telling me you had 0 drinks
I
heading
had
to line dancing?
I probably 4 or 5.
Okay, so you're there.
I'm not there yet, but yeah, I was upset. So it turns out they do it every Tuesday. So I'm definitely gonna go back, probably for a session 2, because I imagine session 2's got a little more like of a crowd. You want it to be like everybody's in their cowboy boots.
Right.
I don't have any cowboy boots though, but I would
I
probably
feel
wear.
like winter boots suffice in this situation.
I wouldn't wear those. I'd wear sneakers.
Okay.
You want to dance? I like dancing. Do you like dancing?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm not good at it, but
I'm kind of good at it.
that's what I've noticed. I've noticed.
Kind of good at it.
So next Wednesday, we're going
Next
line dancing.
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah.
So we're going.
You would like to come?
I would like to join you.
Sure. I've never done it. I don't know.
I don't know how to line dance, but I'm in.
What they do is that's why there's 2 sessions. There's like lessons.
So I've decided as I approach my quarter life crisis or
Yeah,
first
you're
trimester
gonna have one of
crisis.
these. Yeah.
Yeah, but as I approach it, I've just discovered like I'm in a new era of me. I need to do more things.
You want to try different things?
Yeah, I want to try new things.
Give me
right?
one thing you've tried that's new in your head.
No, this is a brand new assessment.
Oh, okay.
So line dancing is one. I would like to go skydiving.
I was just gonna say
Skydiving is one thing
I
I'd
would
like to
totally
do.
go with you.
All right. Should we just like start a different program where we try new things?
Yeah.
Call up the Discovery Channel?
It could be part of Mr. Irrelevant.
Side series? Like
Yeah.
almost like a
Vlog.
It's like the Cleveland show from Family Guy. What do
I
they call
don't
that
understand.
again?
A spinoff?
Yes,
That-
that's
yeah.
it. So-
I was so confused with the Cleveland show. What do you? It's like a vlog. What? Okay, whatever.
You ever watch the Cleveland show?
No, I didn't. I haven't. I watched the Christmas episode of Family Guy about 2 days ago, though. My roommates and I came to a conclusion that we're gonna get a Christmas tree. We're gonna go chop
Yeah.
one down, and we're
Oh,
gonna
a
go
real one.
Yeah, and we're gonna go decorate, and we're gonna
I
have like
don't think you understand what that entails.
what?
Well, number one,
You go to like a tree farm, and they give you the axe.
Colin, do any of your roommates have a car?
Yes, not a big one. I don't think it's a tree. I don't think a tree can fit in.
Yes. Once again, I don't think you realize what this entails. So number one, how are you getting the tree from the tree farm to your house? Are you renting a U-Haul for a day?
It's cheap one, but I don't know. Guess we'll figure that out when we get there.
Okay.
But we're gonna chop
secondly-
it down. We're gonna put it up. We have a high
Okay,
ceiling.
Hold on. You understand there's sap that comes with those. Your house is going to become very sticky. How often do you vacuum currently?
I have a vacuum.
That wasn't my question. Have you used it in this house since you moved in August?
Yeah, so what I did when I first moved in was there's carpeted floors, number one. So it's carpeted
No
floor.
shit. That's why you have a vacuum.
Right. Vacuum is not exclusive to a carpeted floor.
You wash the hardwood floors.
Whatever. Back to my
Oh my God, you're such a college student.
When we moved in, I went to Home Depot and I got the rented carpet cleaner.
Huh?
You know the carpet cleaners?
Are we talking about people or like a spray?
A rug doctor?
Yeah, like one of those. It's like a
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
So
you.
you could rent one for like, I don't know, $30 for 3 hours. I told the guy who was working at it went to high school in the 50s. He was talking about like one of his high school buddies was like a Heisman candidate. And
Okay.
I guess like, I don't know, in the Korean War. I have no idea. But so I was talking to him and we got the carpet cleaner. Bring it back. I thought that was awesome, by the way. I've never done that before. And like the carpet gets a little wet.
Yep.
You got to kind of just leave it there. But get the carpet cleaner organized. We do that. I have a vacuum, so I vacuumed before, carpet cleaned. Then you got to let it sit for a little bit. But like the water comes out and it's all like dark because it's a college apartment. So like it's not. I'm sure that was the first time it's been carpet cleaned in a while. So got that, and then ever since, that's it. Yeah, and I haven't vacuumed. I mean, we vacuumed like after. I think like we had a bunch of people over, but other than that,
So you haven't vacuumed?
no.
So you
I would say
realize-
probably twice since I moved in.
So you yikes. You've lived there, what, 4 months?
No,
3?
yeah, no, two.
You moved in
August.
September?
I moved in August.
It's November, buddy.
I moved on August 15th.
So 2.5 months.
Sure.
And you vacuumed twice.
Like 2 or 3 times.
All right.
Maybe I didn't. Maybe somebody else did.
Time out.
It's
time
not
out.
just my vacuum.
So
I live with 4 guys.
When you get a Christmas tree,
Yeah.
you realize the needles fall on the floor.
Yeah.
You need to vacuum like every day.
Yeah.
Are you up for that?
Sure.
I think you just need to get a fake tree. Is ultimately the point.
I think I need to get a real tree. What if there's like a family of squirrels and you accidentally cut down their home? It was a conversation that came up in the car when we were talking about getting the Christmas tree.
Well, I guess you should feel bad about that then.
Well, a tree farm, it should be the tree farm's thing
To make sure you're not harming any squirrels.
to make sure that they know where the squirrels live. Or a raccoon. That would be bad.
Raccoons suck. They might be the worst.
Do you have
animal.
a bad experience with a raccoon?
No, but I think I've told you this before. I just don't like raccoons. Everybody says they're cute. I think they're ugly.
Who says they're
Ugly as
cute?
sin. Ask
They're rabid
okay,
animals.
Okay, so you're in college. You have friends that are women.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Poll them. Poll them. Ask them if they think raccoons are cute. You'll be shocked. I bet 80% of them will say yes. This is a serious thing. I'm not even joking.
How was the food court at UW Stevens Point?
You know, it's actually really funny. I just had a conversation about that last night.
Okay.
Because my cousin goes there. She's a freshman. And I heard she's having bad experiences.
Did you put her on?
UW Stevens Point?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I advocated hard.
Okay. So she's not liking it?
No, she likes the school.
Oh.
She's just not loving the food.
It's fair.
The food court was fine, but we had this cool, like, area underneath the food court that was like a giant-ass convenience store kind of setup. So you could, like, buy, like, can of soup or Gatorade or whatever you wanted, right? And then to the side.
With food?
Right, and then there was, like, a burrito stand, and then there was, like, a wrap stand.
Usually pizza somewhere.
And then there's, like, a hot bar, right, pizza and chicken sandwiches and stuff like that. But then to the left, it's like you're walking in down all the aisles of like, a Quick Trip.
Okay.
Where there's chips and snacks and there's coolers full of drinks. But anyway, at the end of the semester, if you had leftover food things, whatever the hell they call it, food dollars or whatever, which I always did because I don't eat a lot, I would just buy like multiple cases of Gatorade and just store them. And Peace Teas, you remember Peace Teas? Just store them in my dorm room. Anyway, to answer your question, which I'm not sure why you're asking me this, not very good overall.
What was her bad experience? She just doesn't like the food?
I think it's they're very like you can't bring your backpack in, and then you can't like leave with a drink. And
because the kids are stealing stuff?
I think the hours are tough for her because her class schedule is rough. Yeah.
So it's not a food court issue; it's more of an administration issue that they can't bring in a backpack.
I think it's more than that. Why are you asking me this?
I was just curious. I was thinking about it while you were talking about your raccoon saga.
You were thinking about the Stevens Point food court.
Well, I was we were talking about it earlier, and I was like, I wonder what that place is like.
Stevens Point?
Yeah. What's the undergrad there?
What is?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The undergrad amount of students.
So you're asking me what the enrollment is?
Yeah, to put it. Yeah,
about
King's English, sure.
about 7,000.
Oh wow, it's bigger than I thought.
Yeah, you. So I'm doing a career and communication panel up there, and I'm going to do an episode of Mr. Hold on. I agree. We'll get to that in a second. But I'm going
What
to be
alumni network does this place have if you're the call that they go?
Proud alum. And I am going to be doing an episode of Mr. Relevant from Stevens Point. Would you like to join me? It's the Monday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. What time?
I'm leaving here at like 8 a.m. And I'll be back
How far
early
is,
afternoon, mid-afternoon.
How far is Stevens Point from here?
About an hour and a half.
Let me get back down then. You're not convincing anybody else to go with you, so I think it's either you alone or me.
Well, it's going to be just me. I was asked to be on the panel. You wouldn't be on the panel with me.
I'd have to sit through the panel.
You'd have to pretend you're a college student and sit in the panel.
But you could heckle him then
or-
while you're there.
Let me ask the good questions.
Yes.
Yeah, or I could just drop you off at my favorite bar, and I could meet you there after.
Well, we're gonna do the show.
Oh, that's a good point. We could do the show from the bar.
So you haven't figured out where you want to do this.
No. I haven't figured out where I'm going to do anything yet.
Okay.
I just got asked about it this week. So
How are you gonna record that? Like voice memo?
record what?
The show.
Well, I did run the student radio station there. I could probably use that, and then I could just connect to Hunter, who will be back here.
Okay.
Why
if-
are we
what-
hashing out the technicalities
What if
of
they have
this right
somebody
now?
on? What if they have somebody? You gonna kick the kid off?
They've got multiple studios, Colin. It's a radio station.
They got multiple studios.
Yeah, like a production room and a side room and a podcasting room.
It's UW Stevens Point. I didn't know.
I really don't appreciate how like dismissive of D3 schools
Yeah.
you're being right
You're
now.
I don't know.
very
I-
entitled.
I've always,
Yeah, like
As a
Mr.
UW
Mr.
Madison.
UW Madison.
I thought
Yeah.
I was always under the impression that like if it's not a Division I school, it's like a schoolhouse.
No, there's multiple buildings.
Right.
There's multiple dorm buildings.
Okay.
There's multiple food halls.
Yeah.
There's like multiple libraries.
Really?
It's a college campus, Colin.
Uh huh.
It's still a college.
Is
Just
it in a town?
it's in a city. They have a mayor.
Stevens Point is a city.
Yeah, Mike Wiesa is the mayor.
Have you been to Stevens Point?
Yes, I've been to Stevens
a
Point.
nice
I live
city.
in Wisconsin.
It's a nice city.
Is it?
It's
Fine.
It's a
I
good
wouldn't
city.
go as
Yeah.
far as nice, but it's
I
fine.
would say nice. I mean, obviously I'm biased because I spent 4 years there. But yeah,
Outside of Green Bay, Milwaukee, and Madison,
power ranked cities. Is that what you're about to have me do?
do a top three.
Okay.
Hunter, you can do this next. I want to get his first.
All right. So I would go. I would say La Crosse is definitely in there. La Crosse is a great city.
Where would you put it?
Probably number one.
Okay. Number one is lacrosse.
Yeah. I would, but I'm biased. I would go Stevens Point 2, and then I'd go. I'd have to think about that. Eau Claire is nice. Eau Claire maybe
Baraboo.
through.
Baraboo.
Well, like if we're going up north towns, though, those are different.
Hayward.
Baraboo's not up north, though. It's near the Wisconsin Dells. But-
Sauk City.
Are you just naming cities you don't know where they are?
Well, I'll give my ranking after this. You go. What's your third?
Maybe Tomahawk. Doing a radio hit in Tomahawk later today, actually.
Never heard of Tomahawk. Where's
Way
that?
up north, beautiful town.
Okay. Hunter, you go.
I'd have to go agree. Number one is definitely lacrosse, and then
Gotta
I'm gonna
get
go Appleton.
Oh yeah, I
number
missed
2.
Appleton. Good call. I
Yeah.
missed Appleton.
And then Sturgeon Bay, number
Oh,
3.
good pulse.
'cause then you get Door
Hunter's
County.
list was better
Sturgeon
than mine.
Bay is on the water, correct?
It's in Door County. Yes.
Door County, yes.
I was gonna
So
go.
if you do the hand thing, this is Door County.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Sturgeon Bay somewhere in there.
Okay, I'll give mine. Sauk City.
Okay, hold on. Time out. We need to set up some context here. Colin Russo, born and raised in Connecticut. The first time he spent a summer in Wisconsin was 2 months ago.
No, last year.
You were here last summer?
Yes. I was
I thought
with
you went back last summer.
I was with Strouf in that production studio for a lot of hours that summer.
Were you? For what?
Yeah, for training. I just got hired. And
yeah,
I
that's
went
right,
home for like
yeah.
2 weeks, and I just did like training through June and July, and then I left like at the end of July when my lease is up.
Okay, I got you. You're right. Okay, go ahead. Your top 3 Wisconsin cities.
Right.
That are not the top 3.
Sauk City, number one.
You don't know where that is.
I do. I've been there.
Where is it?
It's
North, south, east, or west of
I'm
Madison?
gonna say west,
It's wrong. It's north.
north.
Why have you been there?
Well, I passed through it, and we stopped in on the way to the Wisconsin Dells. Does that count as a city?
The Wisconsin Dells?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a city.
Wisconsin Dells is number 2.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Wisconsin Dells is number 2. Sauk City number 1, and
You got to go Monong here, right?
I've never been to Minong. It's Minong.
Monong, okay.
You know what? My roommate from Florence is from Minong, 500-person village.
Wow.
Way
He
north.
didn't have like television channels until he was 16.
Seriously?
No,
Yeah.
you're lying.
Yeah. I don't know if it was like a family thing or just like
think it was a family thing.
assume they just got technology up there like recently.
Okay, that is just incredibly disrespectful.
So yeah, I'm like, how far do you have to drive to get to a stoplight? He said about 45 minutes.
Oh,
Oh my god.
And
a different
I
life
always
up there,
ask him.
man.
I picked his brain, so I want to get up there. Number one, and he went to a high school that had 5 towns going to one high school, Northwoods High School, and yeah, and he told me all about it. He gets a haircut. He goes an hour and a half.
yeah, you told me that once, which
To
blew
he
my
goes
mind.
the place very Duluth.
Duluth, Minnesota.
He goes to Duluth to get a haircut.
He goes to Duluth, Minnesota.
He goes to Duluth, Minnesota to go see a movie. He goes to
That's crazy.
Duluth, Minnesota to go to like a Costco. Yeah, and that's his deal. Whatever. Sauk City number 1, Wisconsin Dells
All right,
number
we're done
2.
with this. I have a question for you.
Go ahead. No, Janesville number 3. The outskirts of Janesville.
I was in Janesville semi-recently. Good pizza there. I got really good pizza.
It's
from some
all
local joint.
chain restaurants.
No, it's not. I got like a local pizza chain.
Maybe
Some
I was in the
wings.
wrong spot. Outskirts of Janesville number 3 for me.
Okay, you're You're a weird dude.
Or
Not specifically in Janesville, but the outskirts.
He's a weird dude, man.
Baraboo has a place that has midget wrestling on Wednesdays. I've been meaning to get up there, so maybe they'll crack into the list.
I mean, that is something new I'd like to try.
Yeah.
I do like to go to wrestling shows in Oshkosh, which is a horrible city. I'm glad none of us picked there. You are an UW Oshkosh alum, and you didn't
I'm a
pick it.
proud alum, and yeah, I wouldn't even
It's a
pick
horrible city.
Oshkosh,
It's the worst.
Kakana is the one that has all
My
that
dad lives
smell
there.
that smells bad, right?
Yeah, my dad
Yeah,
lives there.
because do you know why it smells bad?
Paper mills.
I was trying to ask Colin.
No, yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, because there's paper mills there.
All right, okay, last thing for Colin Russo, because we've gone nowhere. So you texted me yesterday.
Absolutely.
You texted me yesterday.
We've ranked a Wisconsin town. I'm down to do this in Stevens Point. This is gonna be great. Let's get a third mic. You ever see the podcast where they're just like sitting outside and they just get people to jump on?
Oh, like with a sign that says "We will argue about anything." Mm-hmm. Oh, let's do that.
I like that. I like that
Yeah.
quite a
Sports
bit.
takes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't know anything.
Let me talk to Mayor Weeza. I know him well. In Stevens Point.
Do you?
Of course you do.
I do legitimately.
Is Mayor is it like a dog or is it a real guy?
His name is Mike. He's a real guy.
Oh, okay. Because I know there's some places like that have like a dog as the
Again,
mayor.
disrespectful.
What are we doing here? A dog.
All right.
The mascot of Stevens Point is a dog, Stevie the Pointer. But Mike is not a dog. He is a human being. I will
Some
talk to
things
Mike.
write
See what
themselves.
we can make happen. I think it's November 27th, whatever that Monday is. Yeah, the 27th.
Yeah, I'll be back that Friday.
Great. All right. So you texted me yesterday. You're still in college, as we've acknowledged a few times. And you last time you were on the show, you mentioned a class in which during the class there is a discussion
Right.
projected onto the screen.
Like a live chat room that's on the side of the big lecture screen.
And you anonymously chime in,
You
correct?
could anonymously chime in. You could like the messages anonymously. as
So
well.
what was the one that was sent in yesterday that triggered you to text me?
So there was I guess it was a girl. I'm going to assume it was a girl. It was like, guy in the red hoodie, you're mad cute. You're really cute. So all the guys everybody starts looking around for the guy in the red hoodie. But there's a 300-person lecture hall. The professor's like, what the hell is going on? Everybody's looking for this kid in the red hoodie. I would say there's about 7 or 8 people with red hoodies, guys with red hoodies on. I had a blue hoodie. Maybe she was confused with the colors.
She wasn't.
That's what I'm going to go with.
She was colorblind, yeah.
Everybody starts looking for this guy in the red hoodie. Everybody starts chiming in. Oh, yeah, guy in the red hoodie is cute. Like, guy in the red hoodie, hit me up. Like, that type of thing. Every guy in the red hoodie was on top of the world.
I bet. Now, in your expertise,
Yeah.
of the men in the red hoodies that you acknowledged and could see, how many of them, in your opinion, were good-looking fellas?
3. 2.
Okay.
2.
So there was
Third guy now.
But 2 of them were like, okay, yeah, I get it. I see where
Well, I
she's
mean,
going with
there's
this.
2 levels. It's a 2-floor lecture hall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 3.
Why have I not attended this yet?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to. It's always packed. And, yeah.
Could we sit next to one another?
Yeah, you got to get there a decent time. I take the bus there. That's just my Monday schedule. That was an irrelevant detail. But I take the bus there, and sometimes I'll get in late, and you have to get a terrible spot. But I have my spot. I sit in the exact same spot every time. But the lecture, oh my God, this guy was dragging. Yeah, we went through 2 slides the entire lecture. What are you talking about, dude? I was telling him, too. During the lecture, I did a geography quiz.
He was a Sporkle king.
I did all the World Series winners, all the Super Bowl winners, the NBA MVPs, and then I did 2 immaculate grids.
Wow. You're just an impressive human being.
I did that
Impressive student,
I
for
did
sure.
that in 1 lecture.
Also, what's the name of this class again?
It's LSC 251. I think it's like science in.
So you're
in
taking the
civilization.
class and you don't know the name of the class.
The
And you're
official
like
name?
4 months into the
The
semester.
official name? No, I don't know the name.
It's okay. That's all right. All right, Colin.
Speaking of that, I got to write something about it. Whatever.
Anything else for me?
I don't know. How do you feel? I'm gonna come up with something here.
Let him cook.
Man, I'm going blank right now. All right, let me do this. It's coming into the season. 3 Christmas movies that you have to take home. Like, that's it. That's all you got. 3. Go ahead.
Home Alone.
Home Alone, the first one.
Yeah. Home Alone, the second one.
Number 2.
I'm kidding.
Home Alone, number 1. Hunter, you can do this next.
I don't
one.
know if I know 3 Christmas movies.
Oh,
Die Hard.
Die Hard. Elf.
Elf. Yeah, Elf's a good one. I like Will Ferrell a lot. All right, Hunter. Go ahead and cook.
It's kind of Christmas season now. I see the lights being brought up in downtown
You're
Madison.
talking about getting a tree, yeah?
Christmas in Connecticut. It's an old 50s one. It's black and white.
Colin's
Absolutely
been
love
through
it.
too many of those.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it. Yeah, okay.
Oh, it's very good.
Okay.
Home Alone 2, and then National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Good one. I think that the second one is better than the first one for Home Alone. I agree with that.
I don't watch movies.
Mine,
lame.
Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh.
No way.
Watch it every Christmas Eve. Last 7 years. Every Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh, number 1.
No way. No way you just said that with a straight face.
Every Christmas Eve.
You're full of shit. There's no way you just said that with a straight face.
Can you swear on this program? Yeah. Yeah. Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh, number 1.
Dude, did you know Drake Bell is now in Mexico because of all the bad things he did in America?
Yeah, he was
he's
like-
now
he was
in
like-
Mexico, and he's like a Spanish singer.
Yeah.
What? No.
I'm dead serious. Look him up on TikTok.
Okay, I'm gonna look him
it's
up.
crazy.
Yeah, he
I just saw
he
this
got in a
the other
lot
day.
of trouble with the law,
A little bit.
and
yeah.
I think he escaped the country. I assume Mexico has some sort of extradition, but I don't think it's a federal crime to where it crosses international borders. But nonetheless, Drake and Josh, Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh is number
How
1.
many times are you going to say that? We know.
That's number 1.
You just wanted to get that joke off.
No, I
You
didn't.
don't even care about the other two.
Not really. No.
You just want to get
I think Elf is overrated. I think Home Alone 1 and 2 are
I
good.
didn't even know there was a Drake and Josh Christmas
You should
movie.
watch it. You should watch it. I
Is it
have it
any
on
good?
DVD. I have it on DVD.
In Madison?
No.
Okay.
No. 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 But I like that movie quite a bit. I like Drake and Josh Go Hollywood, but it's a little long.
Oh, my God.
Dude, who doesn't like those movies?
That's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's a different one. It's a different Drake and Josh movie. There's like 3 of them. There's Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. There's Drake and Josh Go Hollywood. That might be it. I'm not sure.
Oh, my God.
It's a good movie, though.
Colin Russo. You could hear him on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, probably not talking about
Did we
Drake and
accomplish one thing this entire show?
No, but I loved it. I mean, this is why I like having you on.
Yeah.
Because it just I don't plan it. I just know we'll talk for 40 minutes about whatever.
Yeah. UW Stevens Point, remote show. We're doing
November
guests.
27th.
Do you have a professor you want to get on? We should do like a 2-hour podcast of it.
Just like relive my 4 years.
No. I would no. We could get a professor on for 20 minutes. Your favorite professor, if he's still around.
Steve, yeah, he's still around.
You get him. You could get a couple students. Maybe a hoop player. Maybe the new basketball coach.
Kent, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see you at the game tonight. I'll go.
All right, I'll be there.
Okay.
Be there with my family.
Are you gonna go to any other games? You gonna go to the Marquette game?
I will be at every game, every home game. Yeah,
Really? You're gonna go to the Tennessee game?
I will be at every home game.
Is this like, do you get the ticket or you just know people for every game?
No, I have a credential.
Oh,
I'm
you
a member of. I'm an esteemed member of the media.
So you use the media. Should I use my media credential from last year to walk around
well,
the media
it is
area with you?
It is a different credential. So
That's
no.
why I didn't. I don't want to get in trouble here, but
All right,
Let's not say it. Let's go to break.
we'll save that one for off the air when we come back. What Strouf learned as we wrap up Mr. Irrelevant. I'm Alex Strouf. All right, Goody talk today. I don't know what to make of it, as you've already heard, but we'll talk more about it on Sunday. It's Green Bay game day, live from Green Bay, ahead of the Rams-Packers game. We're focused on beating the Rams. In Green Bay, I'll be joined, as always, by Kyle Wallace, Tori Lowe, Jason Wilde, Rob Domofsky will all join us. That's Sunday morning from 9 to noon on 620 WTMJ, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison. It is Green Bay game day, getting you ready for the best quarterback matchup in all of the NFL this weekend. Brett Rippon and Jordan Love. It's Green Bay game day, 9 to noon, Sunday. Join us. All right, thanks again to Colin Russo for whatever the hell that was. Time now for What Strouf Learned. You learn something new every day. So did I. It's time to talk about it. It's cold out, man. I think I woke up today. It was 19 degrees outside. I park outside, so obviously my windows get frosted over. I recently acquired a new car back in August. I realized recently and I just want to be made fun of for this, so I'll say it out loud. I left my Shinedown CD in my old car. I did not take it out.
Poor thing.
So I do not have the CD, and I do have a CD player in my new car. But I also realized I must have left all 3 of my ice scrapers in my old car. So I get in my car today, and it's completely frosted over. No ice scraper in my back seat, no ice scraper in my trunk. And I had like 3 of them in the Saturn, my 2007 Saturn that I had forever. And so I just had to turn the heat up all the way, make my car a sauna, and wait until the ice melted. I was sitting in my car for like 20 minutes this morning, sweating my ass off. So I need to acquire an ice scraper is what I learned today. So that's what Strouf learned today.
Okay, I have a few follow-up questions.
Yeah, go
to
for
this.
it.
First.
I wasn't going to do the credit card trick, if that's where you were going.
No. Why did you have 3 of them in your old car?
I had a really large one, which also had a brush for snow. And then I think I had one that was like a giveaway of some sort. It's very small. It's a handheld one. And then I had like a medium, normal-sized one with the brush, like this vertical brush, and then the scraper on the end. Yeah, where like the blue one I had is like giant. It's like a shovel. Like one end is like a brush, like a broom, long or horizontally, and then the other side is like an adjustable scraper, and you can change the levels of it. That one's badass. I don't know where it went.
Yeah, you definitely left it in your car.
I think that's probably true.
My second question is, do you have a spare key for your car?
I do, yes.
So what you could have done is you start up your car, you have the spare key, and then you lock the car.
All right, so not to get too technical here, the spare key was not in my possession today. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Going through some life changes currently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring that up.
Yeah, it's all right. So, So, no, I did not have access to my spare key today. Good idea, though.
Just trying to help you out.
No, that's a good idea. I think I could do that going forward. Yeah, but I just need to invest in a scraper. Where do you buy one of those? Like a Fleet Farm? Like, where do you go for that?
Fleet Farm would be good. Mine is a adjustable one, so it can go up to, I think,
Walmart?
like 60 inches. Yeah, Target, Walmart,
Okay.
Fleet Farm.
All right, so I'm going to do
Support
that
a partner.
tonight.
Go to Fleet Farm.
All right, I'll do that tonight. All right, big thanks to Hunter Vaughn, as always, for running the show. Big thanks to Colin Russo for joining us. We'll be back Friday. The NBA in-season tournament begins Friday. I don't get it at all. I just don't get it. So we're going to try to figure it out on Friday, as well as preview the quarterback matchup of the century. I know today is my basketball game of the century between Stevens Point and Wisconsin, but quarterback matchup of the century Sunday is Brett Rippon starts for the Rams and Jordan Love starts for the Packers. We'll preview that as well. On Friday, that'll do it for us. Talk to you Friday. I'm Alex Strouf. This has been Mr. Relevant.